Hello and welcome to my channel. I can't believe it's week 12 already, and along with a plan tonight's topic is saddle comfort and a basic bike fit. Welcome. So if you hang around, for you guys who are following me for the plan, I'm just going to ping it up on the end. But for now, I just want to touch on bike comfort. Now, you'd be probably off your head and completely crazy if you just bought a bike, didn't know anything about it, and just got on it and did a race on it. Getting a proper fit on a bike is just as important as anything in a triathlon. You're on the bike for the longest period of time. It needs to be comfortable, plus you need to put your performance onto the bike as well, which means a great position, getting the speed and the power down as fast and as hard as you can. That's for the short triathlons. For the long triathlons, you need serious comfort as well, because you're on that bad boy for a long time. Now I'll just pop over to my twin in the garden so he can take you through the bike fit. So this is my bike. Okay, so I must warn you, this is quite the basic version of this, but it'll give you an idea of what to look for in videos and when you go for a bike fit. Now, I was quite impressed by myself when I went to the professional bike fit because they said they didn't have to adjust much, but it did take me a long time. But for peace of mind, they did it properly and I could get everything set up. First thing you do, cleats line up with the ball of your foot. So take as much time, tighten them. You can try it out, turn it and feel comfortable, but that's the line. Before clipping in, you can set the seat post height with a book against the wall measurement. You put a book in between your legs, up against the wall, right up to your crotch, and then move away a little bit and put a mark on the wall. That is your seat post height measurement. The seat post height measurement goes from the middle of the bottom bracket right up to the center of the top of your seat, which is in line with the top of the post. Now my seat by here is in a slightly aggressive stance, but it's more or less level. So once you're clipped in and you can sit on your measured seat height, you can then raise your pedal to be horizontal. Once it's horizontal, you should be able to drop a spirit level or a plumb line from the front of your knee straight downwards. It should be perfectly vertical with the middle point of the pedal, which is where the ball of your foot will be. With a plumb line level, you can adjust that by moving your seat fore and aft. The next bit is a bit tricky. So when you're leaning forward, you need to be comfortable. And when you're looking down through the handlebars, you should not really be able to see the axle of the front wheel. You should be having your stem a tidy length so that it's just covering the front axle as you look down. Now, obviously, it gets way more complicated, and do go to a professional to get it sorted. But that's the type of stuff you need to be looking at. There's loads of other YouTube videos out there, but it will help you. I managed to do it. I did a good few races with it. But then I decided I needed a professional bike fit, and it's made a hell of a difference. Tidy. So that's an outline of how you do a bike fit. It is expensive for bike fits, but I had to bite the bullet by the end because I needed peace of mind. I wanted to make sure, especially before doing the Ironman, that everything was right. And I'm glad I did. There was one major thing that had stuck out with the bike fit. It was the saddle. Because for some reason on long rides, my behind really hurt and I even had stingy pee because of it. And I couldn't really get to the bottom of it. So on the bike fit, there were like lovely peculiar calipers right up to my bum and just working out the sit bone width. Now sit bones are literally the inside of your pelvis where you sit on. Now, people are different, so the sit bones can be narrower or wider, and you need the seat to compensate for that. It's not either about just sitting comfortably upright on the bike. You've got different positions with your road handlebars. You can be more aggressive and more aerodynamic as you lean forward, so that means you're at the front of your sit bones. And when you're on the uphill climbs or you fancy getting out of the tuck position, you sit back, and then you use the rear part or the middle part of your sit bones. Now, this image also shows how it's distributed on certain seat sizes and widths. So you can see your aggressive stance and then you can see your comfortable stance. It's all about comfort in every position. I call it stance, I mean sitting positions. So after all of that, I had two narrow seat and now I've adapted, and what a game changer. So comfortable, even 7 hours on the bike is perfectly fine as it is. And since we're on the topic of saddles and being uncomfortable, there is a little secret. It's called saddle cream. It's a moisturizing cream. It's quite tingly, but it's a moisturizing cream that you rub on the inside of the bib shorts or the triathlon suit and along the seams, and it just massively, and I mean massively, reduces chafing. So if you can find one of these pots, use it as often as you can when you're on the bike, and it's also another game changer. Now then, for you guys who follow my plan, I can't believe it's week 12, I'll just ping it up here. If you can pause it to look more detailed, I am super chuffed this week. The only thing I haven't done is one midweek swim. Everything else I have stuck to. It is ramping up. It is getting harder. Even doing these videos is getting harder because this is my relaxed time, but I'm dedicating it to do these videos. Okay, thank you very much. That's what it's all about. Hopefully see you next week.